Hello, good day, and welcome back to another video on the prediction of football match outcomes, in this case for the men's and women's football tournament in the Olympics. I already shared a video last week, the link for which you can find here, in which I explain a model that I use for the prediction of football or soccer match outcomes, a model that I applied to the Euro tournament and I'm also now applying to the Olympics tournament. And let me explain that model in a little bit more detail, just using the men's bronze match as an example. The men's bronze match will be tomorrow, at the time of shooting this video. Today is the 7th of August. The men's bronze match is scheduled for the 8th of August. That will be between Egypt and Morocco, because Egypt lost against France in the semi-finals and Morocco lost against Spain in the semi-finals. You see here the last 5 matches, which are all Olympics tournament matches. On the left for Egypt, on the right for Morocco. First of all, the goals that each team scored and then the goals against. As I explained in the other video, the goals that Egypt scored I use as an indicator of Egypt's scoring potential in the tournament. And the blue goals that Morocco gets against as indicator of score of an opponent's scoring potential in the tournament against Morocco. While for Morocco I use the red numbers here, so the number of goals that they scored, as an indicator of the scoring potential of Morocco in this tournament, and the red goals that you see here against Egypt as the scoring potential of an opponent against Egypt in this tournament. So we get 10 numbers of blue in favor of Egypt and 10 numbers in red in favor of Morocco. Then you can account for weak starts, meaning that, for instance, if this was, for instance, a final group match and one of the teams had already qualified, that would probably weaken the incentives they have of winning that final match. So you could award them a weak start, which would lower their probability of winning. But well, this is the match for the 3rd place. There is no reason to assume any weak incentive. I'm not aware of any severe injuries on the part of several players that would impede the team to play as they usually play. So no weak start assumed, and when we apply the model as I usually do it, we get after regular time, which is the usual 90 minutes plus injury time, we get a 30.7% chance of an Egypt win, 23.3% chance of a draw, and a 46% chance of a Morocco win. The difference between Egypt win and Morocco win probability, that's more than 10 percentage points. So that means that in this case my prediction for the end of the regular time would be that Morocco wins the match after regular time, so no extra time beyond the injury time needed. However, should it get to extra time, because of course in the end only one of the teams can win that bronze medal, so there has to be a clear winner, what we do is we divide this draw probability into 2 equal halves and award each team with one of those halves. So we would get a 42.3% chance of an Egypt win and a 57.7% chance of a Morocco win. So again, Morocco is the most likely winner for the bronze medal. Probably already after regular time, but should extra time be needed, then Morocco still is the most likely winner. The final will be for the men's tournament that will be between France and Spain. In this case, we see France, the French team, have had a very strong performance so far. Only 1 goal conceded against Egypt in their semi-finals match that they won with 3-1. And Spain, well, has had the Spanish team have had a somewhat mixed performance. We see the 3rd match also a loss against Egypt, which may have been due to a weaker incentive, because in their group they already qualified after 2 matches. But nevertheless, we have to take it into account. And we see that all in all, the Spanish team have had more goals against in their 5 matches than the French team, for instance. No weak start assumed at the time of the video. No knowledge of severe injuries of several players that would result in a completely different strategy for one of the teams. So no weak start assumed, and of course there is no assumption either that one of the teams has more of an incentive to win the gold medal. So yeah, no, equal start. So we using this model that I use will then result in a 46.7% chance of a French win, 32% chance of a Spanish win, and a 21.3% chance of a draw after regular time. So again, the difference in percentage points between winning probabilities more than 10%, in this case in favor of France. So France the most likely winner after regular time. However, should it get to extra time, then we again split that draw probability into two equal halves. So we get 57.3% chance of France winning the gold medal and 42.7% chance of Spain winning the gold medal. So again, France being the more likely winner of the tournament. Women's team bronze match, that will be a match between Spain and Germany. Spain have had they had a good performance in the group match, but then the quarterfinal against Colombia ended in 2-2 after regular time. And well, that was a bit lucky if you ask me, because until like minute 80 or so they were 2-0 behind. Actually, for a moment it looked like Colombia were going to score the 3-0. However, they failed, and just 1 or 2 minutes later, Jennifer Hermoso of the Spanish team scored the 1-2, and then later the 2-2 fell. So it was a little bit lucky if you ask me. And well, yesterday's match I didn't see, but that was a clear loss against Brazil, 2-4. And Germany, we see a mixed performance as well. In this case, the second match was lost 1-4 against US, and while the last match was the semi-final against US. A smaller loss, but nevertheless a loss, 0-1. No weak starts assumed. Using my model, we get a 42.7% chance of a Spain win, a 20% chance of a draw, and a 37.3% chance of a Germany win after regular time. Now, although at first sight draw is the least likely outcome after regular time, since the margin between winning probabilities is less than 10 percentage points, this model would predict a draw after regular time. However, after extra time, Spain is slightly more likely to win, 52.7% chance for Spain and a 47.3% chance of Germany winning that bronze medal. And finally, the match for gold and silver will be a face-off between Brazil and USA. Again, no weak start assumed. You see here the results of both teams. Brazil rather mixed, especially the group performance. The last two group matches got lost. Nevertheless, qualified the Brazil team because, well, in the women's tournament there were 3 instead of 4 groups. So also the best numbers 3 were actually they qualified for the quarterfinals to get to 8 teams. The Brazil team were lucky to be one of those teams. USA performance, 5 straight wins, only 2 goals against, no weak start assumed. So my model predicts a 26% chance of winning for the Brazil team after regular time, 19.3% chance of a draw, and a 54.7% chance of a USA win. Should it get to extra time, which I don't think it will, but should it get to that, well, again, splitting the draw probability into halves, we get 35.7% chance of Brazil winning the gold medal and a 64.3% chance of the USA team winning the gold medal. So here, Team USA is the clear favorite for the gold medal. This brings us to the following summary. So in the men's tournament we saw that Morocco is more likely to win after regular time, and if not, well then after extra time. For the final, so for gold and silver, we see that France, the French team, are the favorites with a 57% chance, 57.3% chance of winning after extra time. After regular, already 46.7% chance. In the women's tournament, we see that the face-off between Spain and Germany is more likely to result in a draw after regular time, but then after extra time, Spain are slightly more likely to win. And while the match for gold and silver is likely to end in favor of Team USA, so meaning Team USA are clearly the more likely candidate for winning that gold medal. So my predictions for the medals are as follows. For the men's, France more likely to win gold, Spain silver, Morocco bronze, and Egypt the most likely candidate to stay without a medal. And in the women's team, most likely scenario is USA gold, Brazil silver, Spain bronze, and Germany without a medal. Now, know of course that these are 4 matches, each of which have probabilities. These are not absolute predictions or absolute outcomes. And we've also seen that the probabilities for the favorite team are usually somewhere in the 50s. And while I think in the case of the Team USA, after extra time, it would be about 64%. So they are not very clear differences, which is normal because these are, well, after all, finals. I mean, there is a reason why teams have made it as far as they have. So the chance, although this is the most likely of 16 possible scenarios, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, so 16 possible scenarios. This is the most likely scenario of occurring, yet it only has about an 11.2% chance of occurring. So it's quite likely that we will see at least some deviation from this prediction. Nevertheless, well, if the question is what's the most likely scenario of all possible scenarios that there are, even though it has only an 11% chance of occurring according to my model, is this one with France winning gold for the men and USA winning gold for the women, and Morocco winning bronze for the men and Spain winning bronze for the women. Hope you find it useful. Hope we get to see some very nice final matches in both tournaments. And I hope you found this video interesting. Check out more videos in future. I'll use this model also in other important football tournaments. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Check out my channel and hope to see you for a next video. Bye bye.